talked about not building our own pagination, but I took a little stab at it. We're only using this on the admin pages, so I think the bar is kind of low. Need to do a little cleanup, but it's basically pretty much working. I've pretty much just copied from the current styles. One thing I did do is change the logic a tiny bit for how we decide where to put these ellipses. The logic I'm using is, I think, a pretty standard way to do this, just not quite what the library we were using was doing. I think this version's a little simpler to implement. Basically, we've got some number of pages we're going to try to show, and then we'll ... and then we'll show the last page until we get past that number there, and then we're going to show the first place ... Potentially we show through here and then the last page. This might not. Let's see if there's an example like that. Well, here, I'll show you if we resize a bit. Let's see. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, here we go. 10, 11, 12. Okay, let's go over one. A couple more. Here we go. That's what I was trying to show. You can also get into this span where you have one ... then your span here, and then your ... Sorry, not sure what the right words to be using here are. But it's a pretty common pattern. I kind of riffed off of some other pagination libraries to get it to behave like them. The reason I had to resize to show that was that I did have it be a little bit responsive to screen size. You can have a look at that logic. I know that's a little ugly to do in Nux, but I think I've got it working right. It'll basically not do that on the server side and then kick in once it's rendered on the client to update if needed. Really, I'm not even sure how much we need to worry about that. Like, looking around, most of these just don't take up that much space or don't need to. I mean, we could let this one take up more space if we wanted. I just kind of played around with it some to get something sane. Again, these are really only used on admin anyways. So, yeah. So that's disabled there, current page is disabled. As far as I can tell, basically working. Let's go over here. Venues is another place we use it. So we have the venues here. Again, same deal. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't shock me if there's not still some edge case I'm missing. I know this can get weird, but I think we're pretty much covering most of them. There are some edge casey things. Let's see, how do we get back to main admin? This I'm handling pretty much like the old library. I mean, you could argue that you don't even need to show these. I just went ahead and disabled them and showed them. I just kind of like it being consistent. One minor thing I haven't done yet, I haven't gone through and added area labels and stuff. I can definitely do that. And I want to clean it up some and make some tests if we're okay with this, but I think this is a way to ditch one more Viewify element, and when we go through and get view 3, if we want to replace it with something off the shelf, we can, though. Like, I'm not convinced that we can't maintain this. It does give us complete control over the styling, and it's really not too complicated. You can have a look at the source if you want. I think why you all might have hit some trouble trying to do this was that in the widget you didn't have the advantage of view. You were doing this all in plain JS, which sounds a lot harder.